ده أول مرة جات هذه دخل يعني.
مبروك ويلكم.
أنا طبعا متصل جديد. أنا بسأل الناس المتصلين ناس كثيرة، أنا بسمع بأربع أسماء بتوعهم. أنا بسألهم كله، ناس الدبي مغوب، ناس سلطان جوزيف، ناس ماما ماري، كلهم موجود فوق مع برلمان بتاعنا المجانا ده. أنا بسلمكم كلكم شديد، ما في عوجة في كتور، نقول شكرا لكم.
أورا شكرا لك بيتر من كاتورا راديو.
كبير الإذاعين،
كبير المستمعين.
إيمانويل جوزيف أكيله أبشنب.
نعم.
إنت مبارك بدقن اللي أنت أبشنب.
بكرة بكون أبصلة.
لا 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 سنة لسه.
نعم أستاذ مجوك تفضل.
سنة بعدين ودي لا سووا بيهم بعدين بدي. أنا أسمعك كويس، نشكر ربنا. إن شاء الله أنت بخير يا أخوي.
بخير نعم.
مع تيم العامل معك في الاستوديو. كان ودي سلام بتاعي لناس قال لي هناك وقال لي وانجوز هناك دنا ترزيات هناك بخيط وحاجات بتاع طلب هناك بكيوسي بسلم عليه ناس بنجان وكوشوك أنا بسلم عليه برضه، وأنا بسلم لأخوي جيمس دور ديفيد ماغوك أنا بسلم عليه. جي دي في كواجوك ده مرة واحد، والناس تونغال وده اختفوا مرة واحد. أنا ما أعرف معلو ماما ماريا أنا بسلم عليه، وأنكل جوزيف سلطان جوزيف أنا بسلم عليه. أنا ولد على لبنان ده ما طول كمان أنا ما سمعته، وجوزيف يقول أبو جاز بيجي ما عنده جاز مرة واحد ذاته اختفى أنا ما أعرف معلو. إيمانويل طبعا ياهو إنه بتشخص الأمراض بتاعنا الكثير، لأنه يعني في هموم جنوب السودان ده. في ناس ما عارفين هو ماشي كيف، لأنه زول من بطنه يكون مليان ما بفكر، لكن مرات حتى لو زول بطنه مليان وشايل هموم ده بيكون كويس. طبعا الموضوع بتاع الريفايتلايز في اجريمنت ده بالنسبه ل شيء بنتابعه ونين الناس القاعدين ساكن مع السياسيين ديل شكله كده يوم ده كان يقولوا ابو كرين يعني ولسه ماشي بعد لانه في بعض المؤسسات لسه فوق وجود بتاع ايوه بسيط، لكن اغلبيه الوزراء الاتحاديين ما شغالين كويس. ده يعني عشان كده انا قلت يعني ده انهار مفنن يعني مغنن. الاتفاقيه ده انتهى لكن بصوره مغنن طبعا حكومه ما داري يعلن اجي ما داري يعلن ان الاتفاقيه انتهت. في ناس بيتكلم عن تومايني ان هذا الاتفاقيه بتاع 2018 انتهت، تومايني بيجي وين؟ معناته تومايني ده بقى ما في، فده ما معنينه فوقه. وده بقول انه الجنوبيين من ديوان من من حكومه ده لما الاتفاقيه ده عملوا في شيء انا لاحظته انه لما ان في تي سي يوم ده فشل انه عشان يقدر يعني يخلي بعض البنود الاساسيه في الاتفاقيه يمشي في حاله خصوصا الترتيبات الامنيه ده لما فشل قروش الكثير يوم ده قال دونالد كانوا ودول الناس ان في تي سي قروده كله انتهى ساكت. وعشان كده الموضوع بتاع الترتيبات الامنيه انهارت تماما، وده البدايه كويس. يعني الناس فكروا ان من كان كون الحكومه معناها خلاص يعني كل دول سنون برا، يعني وزير واحتفالات ورقصات شعبيه وانتهى. القصه ده كله بقى ما جي ساقط سليقه صار ما في اي حاجه. عشان كده ايمانويل اراده سياسيه والنيه طيب بالنسبه للناس. انا ما اعرف السياسيين دول طبعا دول ما نكون في عمر 60 سنه اقول يعني حتى عمر 70 سنه. زول ربنا لو خلى زول في عمر زي ده افترض ذاته يعني زول يكون زول بتاع مشوره، يعني زول بنفسه كويس، زول ما بيشيل ضغين في قلبه، ما بيشيل كراهيه في قلبه، ما بيشيل القبليه في قلبه. ده ما ممكن يعني زول في عمر زي ده يفترض يكون مرشد للناس، يكون مرشد للدوله، يكون مرشد للشعب، لكن ما في، بس شايلين زي ده. انا متعذب جدا حتى بوب فرانسيس ما له شايل جنوب السودان في قلبه. ده يعني ده وجع بالنسبه للناس الايمانيين مش المسيحيين، الناس الايمانيين بجد. لانه زول كبير في عمر لما نقول يا اولادي جيبوا سلام بيناتكم، ده انا شايف ده كلام كبير وده معنى كبير جدا. طبعا الناس بتجاهلوا لكن المهم ربنا فيها ايمان الجسم اكل شعب جنوب السودان خليه يعيشوا بالمرض، يعيشوا بالجوع، يعيشوا يعني اكلات فاسد جاي من يوغندا، بس خلي الجنوبيين يموتوا زي ده. لكن ربنا موجود. شكرا جزيلا.
ربنا موجود، ده اخر حاجه الكويس اللي انت قلته ده مثلا كوي فور ده الطريق للامام. نواصل ونرفع المكالمات في فقره residence report. Call us on 0911-229-8696 and tell us exactly what's happening in your residential area. Radio.
اي راديو صباح الخير. جود مورنينج. ماني جوزيف اكيله.
صباح النور.
باتيستا ارمانو من قريه الخضراء.
تفضل.
اي الكلام بتاعي ببدا لك جو استديو راديو وكل الستاف بتاعكم. وسلام الثاني بمشي لكل اصدقاء برنامج اللي بيدقوا في فقره سباعيه لما انت تكون موجود في راديو. على راسهم كوي الاستاذ ماجوق الثلاثه والاخرين اللي ما ذكرتم. أصحابهم كتار لو قلت واحد بيشيل معنا الزمن، لكن كله أصدقاء برنامج أنا بسلم عليهم. والسلام الأخير بمشي للمستمعين الأكثر من المتصلين، كل مستمع جميع راديو هسي فاق هدانا توشن اسم الدردشة السبعية مع إيمانويل جوزيف أكيله كلي سلام بتوصل له فوقه في محل الفيو. إيمانويل في ظاهرة كده يومين ده خطير جدا جدا، فوزارة الصحة لحد الآن أنا ما سمعت منهم أي إعلان بتاع حاجة عن الكلام ده، كان ده بيترا ولا ده أو شنو. عندنا يعني في الحي بتاعنا قري هنا وبزاد انت ذاته في البيت يعني كلام ده في انا ده شاهد العين وانا واثق من كلامي ده انه في حاجه اسمها عيانات بتاع جدايد ده بنعرفه من زمان فيه، لكن حال بتاعت سنه ده نفس عيانات الزمان ولا فيه تغيير؟ لانه حتى عندنا يعني قالوا في علاجات البدو ما قاعد اعمل حاجه، وبعدين بتنادوا بحاجات البلديه، حاجات البلديه ما بعملوه ما بعمل حاجه فيها حاجه كده بتجابوا قالوا ده من بيتر عامل لونه شكل بن كده زي مويه اصل برضه عملوه ما بيعمل حاجه. جدايد قاعد يموت بس، فانا ما اعرف جدايد قاعد يموت ده وزاره عنده علم بالكلام ده ولا ما عنده، واذا في علاج يلقوه وين عشان يقدر يساعد الناس المربعين الجدايد ديل، لانه جدايد ده قاعد يساعدنا في حالات مرات لو في ضيف جاء ولا في مناسبه ولا حاجه الناس بيجدوا بو واجبه. وبعدين ذاته اذا جداد ده هو يعني مرض بتاعه ده لو ممكن ينتقل لانسان او الاطفال اللي بيتعاملوا بجدايد مباشره عشان يدوم حذر منه كمان ذاته، فده ملحوظه انا شفتها انه ما قاعدين بيتكلموا عنه وما في اي ارشادات عنه كده يورونا بالضبط مرض بتاع جداد اللي قاعد يقتلوا ايام ده
فياتو مناطق بالتحديد، فياتو مناطق
والله في قرية عندنا هنا هسي كم جيرانات ناس معارف يقول لي والله جداد بتاعنا ذاته تعبان وهسي ومات قالوا يدوا له مشتا قالوا يدوا له يهلوا بنندول يكبوا في كشمه برضه مات. برضه عندي في بيت ديك كبير مات وفي اثنين انطايا برضه ماتوا، قالوا ده مرض جداد. يعني الدائره بتاعنا دي يهل في قرية ده كله فيه، وفي ناس ثانيين في معلاتهم بس ما هارسين انه يتكلموا في ذا، فهم لو في كمان هم نذكروا هنا اي كلام باتيستا ده حقيقه قالوا وزاره الصحه كده يشوف لنا حل في الكلام ده. ما انت كثير اسبانا كويسين طلبه ماشيين مدارس واحنا ناس نرجع لشغلنا وربنا يدي كل زول كيس بتاع الرزق يجيبه بعدين لعياله. شكرا. جراسيا.
اورايت جراسياس للمشاركه بتاعك. وده بيمشي طبعا للجهات المختصه بالوزارات اللي بتعمل في مجال بتاع الاسماك والحيوانات، وده طبعا كان سواء كان في ولايه السوية الوسطى أو الولاية القومية. Let's read few comments here. Joseph John is sending his greetings and he's watching us from Kubri Haboba Gudelle, and he's saying we woke up well this morning. And then Hector Wadmama بيقول صباح الخير كيف أصبحتوا؟ وكمان نحن أصبحنا بألف خير في ملكال وشكرا. Honorable Ayumi is saying good morning and greetings to you in the studio and also to the listeners, regular callers and writers, plus the rest of iRadio staff. And then he's saying we are nothing bad in our area. People are preparing for our daily activities, and I am from Tomping residential area, meaning he's watching us from Tomping. Manu Al-Haj is watching us live from High Cinema here in Juba. Liep Twachmut Liep saying good morning, Emmanuel Joseph Akile and listeners of iRadio. I'm watching you live from IDP Camp 3. That's here in Juba. And then another message here is coming in from someone saying good morning, Emmanuel Joseph Akile. This is Ustaz Ivan Junde Aka Makurchik from Darling Wisdom Academy, Glasgow campus in High Referendum. Send my greetings or regards to the director of Darling Wisdom Academy Schools, all the parents and all the teachers across the country, and lastly, the students of Darling Wisdom Academy Schools. And I wish them success in their screening exams that are starting today. Thank you, Junde, there. Another one from Stephen Barak saying, good morning, I radio watching live from Haimalakal. Deng Majog is just saying good morning. Peter Majog is also watching us live from Juba, Geada. And then he's saying Jamus. Mabiur Dal is saying watching us live in Kwajok, Warap State. Another message here coming in from Akok is saying, good morning, Akile and the listeners of iRadio. I am watching you live from Kwajok. Liviana Bangarasio is saying, good morning to you, iRadio, and Emmanuel Joseph Akile watching live from South Sudan. All right, in South Sudan. Biar Koi is saying, good morning, Akile and the listeners of iRadio. I'm watching live from Jungle State. Sabit Ba بيرسل رسالة بيقول صباح الخير إيمانويل، وهو بيقول ما فيش مرتبات، ما فيش تحسن في أسعار المواد الاستهلاكية، تركنا أمرنا لله. Justin Mario is saying صباح الخير وشاهد من بقر جديد في واو. And then Angui Ustad is saying, sending his greetings to us in the studio and writers and callers of iRadio. And he's saying it's raining now in Wow. Maluk Martin is saying good morning from Juba, Tomping. Sabid Abraham is saying good morning and watching us live from Bullock and saying I love the Dawn Show. Thank you very much. Now let's go for this break and we'll be right back. Don't touch your dial. Good morning.
Your eye on South Sudan. iRadio. Your eye on South Sudan. iRadio.
Are you tired of the long queues while transferring money? Well, MTN Momo International Money Transfer is finally here. You can now send and receive money to Uganda or Kenya, or receive money from the rest of the world. Experience financial freedom and easy life with Momo. To access the service, dial star 200 star 1 star 3 hash.
This is iRadio. When contributing to a topic on the radio, please avoid statements that may incite or promote hate. We encourage constructive points of views and criticisms that aim at providing solutions to problems facing the country. We do not want rumor mongering or information that is regarded as hearsays. We advocate for messages of peace and unity among the people of South Sudan. This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
It's the break of a new dawn, and this is the dawn on iRadio.
Right, and welcome back from the break. Now let's continue with our residence report segment. iRadio.
Good morning, Emmanuel Joseph Akile.
Good morning.
Good morning to all callers and listeners of iRadio and the writers. You are connected with Jimmy Dwar.
Yes.
Yeah, Emmanuel Joseph Akile, my resident report will focus on the arena of the country, of which our access has been used as a tool of legitimacy, and people opted war in the other hand, which will really destroy the citizens. We have already economic hardship in the country, and with this displacement of the citizens on the various places that they had been peaceful, but the RX that they say it is whole. Like if you see in Morobo, people are really, really displaced. If that side of Nasser, Ulang, and some other areas, people are also displaced. And people are saying, we don't want to turn country to war again. What is this for? If people are displaced, what kind of war are you saying you don't want to take country back to war? So I'm calling upon the authorities, the leaders especially, this war must be called to an end and let people go back to RSs, because this war will not end, because there will be so many insurgencies
if people really analyzing before you do something, you know that that person, you don't underestimate what capacity is he or she has in those bushes. So we need really to think for the country, not for the individual interest or the party's interest. So I really urge the authorities, the vice president who is still active, the cabinet, the parliament that is already deadwood, and everybody who have role to play in this, please call war to an end, stick to the RXs if you want peace, or if you don't want peace, please, people are going to suffer most, and the rain are now coming, and you are seeing the flies in Juba here. It will be a huge color to the people, and people will not be rescued, and people resorted to buy new guns. You have seen in Malakal, people are given a brand new Kalanchikov. So I don't know. Those money is supposed to be used for treating people. I'm really, really not happy with this. And if leaders listen to the voice of the citizen, I really urge everybody to call this war to an end. Thank you.
James Dor.
Yes.
Who is giving Kalashnikovs to who? Now, what do you mean by that? And do you have any proof?
I have a proof that I have seen in social media, the new Kalashnikov being distributed to the army that we're going to learn and asset.
But do you believe everything you see on social media?
That is true because new people have been recruited and this gun is given to those people. Okay? So we need not to really rely on these issues of new guns giving to the people, and people are really suffering in their hands.
All right.
It's really not good for me.
All right. We got your point, but that's now the SSPDF to verify. We can confirm or deny, but it's not everything that is being shared on social media is true. iRadio.
Hello, صباح الخير إيمانويل.
صباح النور بنجاك.
أولا تحية لك، تحية للتيم العامل معك في الاستوديو، وتحية للأخوان المتصلين في كل يوم، راسل أستاذ مجوك، جيمس دور، وديفيد ماغوك، وسلطان جوزيف، وفرانكو سيبيد، وأخونا كشك، وجميع المتصلين نقول لهم صباح الخيرات. أنا سمعت كويسنا في عيدي ساكن، أنا وأسرتي الصغيرة والجيران كلها أصبحوا كويسين. نتمنى برضه من الساكنين في مخيم رقم 1 ومخيم 3 يكونوا كويسين. طبعا اللي قالوا جيمس دور قبل كلام في المحل. اصلا الناس قاعدين يعانوا. طبعا البلد ده ماشي لانهيار يوما بعد اليوم. بعد شويه هيكون في اصوات كمان حتنادي، لان ناس فشلوا في انه في تنفيذ اتفاقيه. بعد شويه هيكون في اصوات تنادي ذاته بالانفصال. يعني ما بعيد البلد بتاعنا لقيناه بالانفصال. بعد شويه ظهر هيكون في جهات ذاتها هيطالب بالانفصال. لأن البلد ما لا في استقرار، لا في حكومة قاعد يقدم خدمات للناس، فبالتالي إنه الناس يعصوا الناس فعلا الناس زعلانة من الوضع اللي احنا فيه هسه. الحكومة قادر تقدم خدمات للناس، الاستقرار، الزول المسكين ده يزرع ما قادر يزرع، هو ذاته خايف منه ممكن يكون تهجم عليه أثناء هو قاعد يزرع. الناس جعانة، غلاء الأسعار، اقتصاد مدهور، عدم الاستقرار، كل شيء وارد. فلمتين وضع يستمر زي ده. فنشوف هنا يعني في كل محل مثلا في المعركه مثلا هنا وهناك، حتى الحركه السلم ايوه يعني مثلا معظم الوزراء طلعوا من جوبا نتيجه الاحداث اللي حصل، يعني في تغالات كانت، فالناس دول خافوا معظمهم جروا غادروا البلد. فيعتبر انه شوف اتفاقيه ذاته يعني في عدم ما لسه حي. فيفترض الحكومه هو يعني للناس يعني اتفاقيه انهارت
يعني في غرفه الانعاش
النظام حزب واحد. فانا بناشد غارب بتاعنا المواطنين بتاعنا تعبوا، حاولوا انه عجلوا المخرج عشان الناس يخرج من النفق المظلم اللي احنا قاعدين فوقه هسه.
نعم.
الناس تعبوا، المواطنين تعبوا. شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا جزيلا انه الناس تعيد النظر في تنفيذ اتفاقيه السلام. راديو. هلو راديو. نرفع مكالمة ثانية. راديو.
هلو.
يس.
يا زلمة كله.
منو معنا؟
معك بوليس مايكل.
تفضل.
أنا من الشكفول.
نعم.
شكرا لكم في الاستديو وتيم العامل معك، ده أول مرة أحصل لكم في أي راديو.
مرحبا بك.
أخوي كلام جنوب السودان ده كلام والله معقد شديد، لكن نعمل شنو؟ انا حاسس زي مشاكل بيحصل في ملكال وبيحصل في الناصر وفي المحلات ده، يعني حاجات ده كله ما فيه نفعه، ومفترض يلا المواطن يجيب البسيط ده بالضرر، لكن اصلا حاجه غايده بتاعنا ما عندهم اراده سياسيه قويه عند البلد. الناس كلهم مصلحجيه، بس عايز يدير لكرسي بتاعه ويدير لعياله. لكن ايه في من نحن الجنوبيين اللي قاعدين في الجنوب ده اللي نخلي يعني الناس يعملوا سفور لحاجات كعب، وفي النهايه نحن مضطرين في الكلام ده. يعني كده الناس نتكاتف ونمسك يدين واحد، نشوف نفوذنا نحن كل الجنوبيين بلد ده كله البلد حقنا، وما في زول ممكن يعبوه فوقه، وما في زول ممكن يقول انا ما داير فلان، عشان ربنا خلقنا كلنا في جنوب السودان، وإننا حقنا نكونوا قاعدين فوقه كلنا. لكن انا بشوف يعني في ناس يعني بشوف حقائق لكن بتضللوا، يعني ما بوروا للناس حقائق. وانا بشوف الوضع ما اننا عايشين مثلا اخر منه موري يا اخوي.
لا ما بنتمنى الكعب.
هاي ده ما وضع عليه، الناس عايشين عليه اخر منه موري، عشان اي حاجه في شغلهم قال بسيط ب 45,000. انت لو ما عندك ما بتقدر، يعني مدرسه بجاي ومستشفى بجاي، يعني وضع صعب. شكرا لك يا اخوي.
alright شكرا لك. الناس لسه بتقدم التعليقات بتاعها، وطبعا في الاوضاع الصعبه خاصه من ناحيه بتاع المعيشه. Yes, again we read few comments on our Facebook. Andrew Terga is saying good morning, the listeners of iRadio watching us live from POC1, and saying we need peace only, not war. Josephina Deng saying good morning, watching from USA. Greetings to all in Juba. And then Aken Dude is saying watching us live from Guyana. And then we have Denilson Kawach saying good morning iRadio. I am watching live from Awil Town. John Bolish said good morning to you, Emmanuel Joseph Akile, watching you live from Wow. Today here we are blessed with rain. Up to now it's still raining, and today is today is the birthday of my son called Jimmy John Bolish, and I wish him a happy birthday. And yes, and you can later on call Lee Nelson during the soundtrack show and wish him more, and you can also request for a song. And then Mayen Roy is saying good morning iRadio, and Joseph saying from Gudelle, and he's saying I greet our army in Nasir for great job they have done. Another message here from Urupi Daniel is saying good morning to you, writers, listeners of iRadio, and Emmanuel Joseph Akile. We are doing well in our residential area. Only that we had a gunshot yesterday this side of Jebel Lemoun, and the information was still unclear to the higher authorities or to the authorities concerned. All right, we'll try to ascertain the course of the day to establish what exactly happened. It's time for news headlines with Lasuba Memo.
This is iRadio.
Da iRadio.
Your eye on South Sudan.
Right, good morning, Lasuba Memo.
Good morning, Emmanuel Joseph Akile.
Give us the headlines.
The governor of Upper Nile State has confirmed that his administration has approved a plant assessment mission to Ulang Town by the UN World Food Organization. The Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare has signed a significant agreement with the United Nations Office for Project Services, or UNOPS, including the construction of safe houses for victims of GVV. And the Commissioner of Panyijar in Unity State has arrested a cattle thief and returned 20 cattle to their owners in Rumbek North in Lake State after seizing the livestock from armed men who raided them last week. This and many more.
Thank you Lasuba Memo. من الأخبار وحنجي نلقى التفاصيل بتاعه بعد 25 دقيقة من الآن.
في جنوب السودان.
Right, welcome back from the break. And since most comments on our Facebook and the callers especially are all centered on the current situation in the country, more especially the peace agreement, Now, a civil society activist has expressed concerns over the recent reports of violence in Morobo County of Central Equatoria State. Edmund Yakane said the incident has led to a displacement of civilians, citing their humanitarian situation. He said leaders should not use violence as a tool to mitigate political differences, adding that similar cases of violence in Upper Nile and Western Equatoria State are also a concern. Now, on the relations between South Sudan and the United States, the activist appealed to Juba and Washington to enter into conversation, which Juba has already initiated to strengthen ties between the two nations.
I would like to take this opportunity with high respect to express my voice loudly on behalf of the disappointed and disturbed citizen of Panyume area of Morobo County in Central Equatoria following the recent violence that occurred as a military confrontation between SSPDF and the IO forces in the area. This violence have led to further displacement of our own citizens who decided voluntarily to return from the refugees camp from Uganda and Congo back home in Morobo County to engage in agricultural activities. Now their interest for staying back at home or for engaging effectively in agriculture is disturbed. They are now further displaced because of the violence. As an activist, we strongly condemn the act of use of violence for resolving political differences in Panyume area and following similar incidents in some parts of the country, in Upper Nile or in Western Equatoria State or elsewhere within the country. The use of violence as an option of mitigating political differences is bad. We would like to encourage our leaders to embrace dialogue as an instrument for resolving their political differences. But also dialogue works at a moment where leaders are honest and sincere to each other and have a commitment to meet the best interests of the citizen of South Sudan, which is peace and stability. The way we are behaving in transitioning our country from violence to peace confirms what our fellow Sudanese used to say: when South Sudanese are given independence, they will not manage their affairs. They will be engaging in violence. And this is one of a Sudanese scholar, late Hassan Ahmed Turabi, have told many people across the globe that the moment you see South Sudan as independent, they will not have time for development. All their time will be wasted for war and for killing themselves and for perpetuating violence. It seems Trabi words have come to reality, but still with all this, we would like to appeal to our leaders that they still have a high opportunity of taking primary responsibility of transitioning the country from violence to peace. As they have told us in several public speeches that under their leadership they will not return this country back to war. As a civil society, we have taken up a step of translating these strong messages of our leaders into a citizen campaign called No Return to War. Our leaders listen to the voice of the citizen. We are tired of violence. Enough is enough for violence. We need you to be honest and sincere to each other, engage in dialogue for reaching political consensus for transition the country from violence to peace. The incident of Morobo, which happened in Panyume area, it is unfortunate, it is disturbing, strongly condemned, and we don't think that those are the behaviors we wish to struggle for an independent Republic of South Sudan. We are not disappointed with our independence, but we are disappointed by having a politicians that who embrace violence as a means of resolving their political differences rather than using dialogue as a means of resolving their political differences. And we like to say any commitment of human rights incidents, whether been in Morobo, in other parts of the country, in similar violence, will never go unaccounted for. They will be documented, and one day, one time, rule of law will prevail and the demand for justice and accountability will prevail. But as we repeat ourselves, that still our leaders, we have high opportunity of mitigating and de-escalating this violence by being honest and sincere to each other and engage in a dialogue with the genuine purpose of transitioning the country from violence to peace. You have seen how we're becoming a laughing stock across the globe and across the region, and everybody seems to tell us that we are not being honest to ourselves. When we demand for independence, we didn't prepare ourselves to show the global and the regional community that we are capable of administering our independent state. We are so disappointed with the occurrence of violence, being it whether in Panyume or in other parts of the country, Ulang, Nasir, or side of Tombra, wherever we see violence taking place, we are disappointed and we are disturbed. Our leaders, this voice is on behalf of the citizens. Please listen, embrace dialogue, and stop violence now, not tomorrow. We need to live together as South Sudanese under one umbrella of the flag and with the values of our national anthem. Let's be honest and sincere to each other for embracing the purpose of the independence of our country, the Republic of South Sudan. I would like to humbly appeal to the new leadership of United States government and administration, which is a traditional global friend of South Sudan. We have known what does it mean by having a traditional global friend like the government of United States in our struggle, and we have seen the United States citizens' interest for standing with the people of South Sudan for our independence. Today, after we got independence from the rest of Sudan, our political class have experienced discontented political positions, or they have emerged political disagreement among themselves that they are unable to sort it out in an amicable and genuine manner. South Sudan, after independence in 2013, is undergoing political transitional process, which have never been successful due to high level of deficit and trust and confidence among our political class and lack of honesty and sincerity among our political class. And we have been struggling for almost the last 7 years for political transition from violence to peace, but it is not genuine. We are dragging our feet in succeeding in transition the situation from violence to peace. This might have been a position that have disappointed the new administration of United States and the government of United States, but we are aware that people of United States are still with the people of South Sudan. We would like to take this opportunity to appeal to Juba and Washington, D.C. that they should enter into conversation that we have seen Juba initiating it, which we appreciate, and also we have seen United States embracing the culture of dialogue by availing visas for our government officials to attend some of the international events of World Bank and IMF in United States, which we are aware that United States is one of the global hub for such international events, being within the financial institutions or United Nations institutions or other global institutions. And we don't want South Sudanese to be disconnected. We have seen recently a very harsh and a very hard position of United States government decision on its relations or foreign relations with the government of South Sudan, which is started with the restricting availability of visas to South Sudanese passport holders, which these have huge consequences on South Sudan population beyond South Sudan public officials' relationship with U.S. public officials. The second thing we have seen is now United States restricting transaction using the United States currency of U.S. dollars. The third, now we have seen U.S. declaring cutting of funding for peacekeeping mission and withdrawing from the UN peacekeeping mission in the Republic of South Sudan known as UNMISS. We would like to take this opportunity with due respect and honor of sovereignty of the United States, but also would like to say United States being a champion of global responsibility to protect under the United Nations Charter that has brought the League of Nations together. We know it is the interest and the will of the people of the United States and their government to support this. But my appeal is that the friendship that we have as traditionally, as people of South Sudan and the people of the United States, should not be affected with the political disagreement between Juba and Washington, D.C. We may be seen far by the geography, distribution of our states or our countries where South Sudan is may be far from where United States is, but humanity connects. And the only thing globally we can feel that humanity is in existence and humanity connects is the function of United Nations agencies as an instrument of a global responsibility to protect, to share, to work together, to collaborate, to maintain humanity and solidarity. So this is an appeal in a humble manner to the new administration of the United States to listen to the voices of South Sudanese who might have seen the decision of leaving effective or proactive engagement in peacekeeping mission in the Republic of South Sudan is creating a crack on the principle of humanity connects. The human phase of United Nations is normally seen in the United Nations peacekeeping mission in a situation where violence is almost becoming a day-to-day business of political leaders for sorting out their political differences. United Nations act as a friend, act as a helper, act as a coming together of the global community under a solidarity for the best interests of citizens of South Sudan. That is our appeal.
ده كان هناك المنيا كان بيقدم رسالة بتاعه أولا في موضوع بتاع الأوضاع في البلاد، وذكر التقارير بتاعت أحداث العنف في مقاطعة مربى بولاية الاستوائية الوسطى، وبيقدم القلق برضو عن التقارير في الفترة الفات عن الأوضاع في أعالي النيل، وكمان برضو في بعض من أجزاء بتاع ولاية غرب الاستوائية، وهو بينادي القادة من أجل إعادة التزامهم في السلام والأمن، وخاصة في موضوع بتاع تحسن الأوضاع الأمنية في البلاد. هو برضو بينادي جبوة واشنطن لمواصلة بتاع المحادثات الثنائية بين البلدين لتوطيد العلاقات بين جنوب السودان والولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. ده بيجيبنا لحوالي 13 دقيقة لرأس الساعة. نمشي لفاصل إعلاني ومنه حنيجي نسمع منك أنت.
Are you ready for lightning fast, reliable internet that keeps your business connected and running smoothly? Look no further. Eden Technologies got you covered. Introducing Starlink, a cutting-edge, low-orbit VSAT solution delivering unmatched speed and reliability for both businesses and homes. Need powerful satellite internet? Eden Technologies got you covered. From C-band VSAT, perfect for high-demand environments, or KU-band VSAT for flexible solutions tailored to your operational needs. Choose Eden Tech Fiber Internet for the ultimate choice in connectivity. Upgrade your office with LAN infrastructure and cabling for seamless, structured networking, IP phone telephony, and advanced voice over internet protocol services for crystal clear communications. At Eden Technology, we offer ICT solutions, consulting, and expert advice to optimize your digital transformation. Our office is located at Melekia, behind Green Rock on Juba. You can as well call us now at 0926 300 511 or 0926 300 501, or visit our website at www.edentechltd.com. Experience the future of connectivity, fast, reliable, and built for you. Eden Technologies Ltd. Get connected. Stay connected.
Manuela, you always know the latest on health. What did I miss this time?
Nadal, you're missing everything. There is a cholera outbreak everywhere. People are getting infected and hospitalized.
Oh no! Tell me more about this. What is this cholera that you're talking about?
Cholera is a dangerous diarrheal disease caused by bacteria. It affects both children and adults. It can kill within 3 or 4 hours if a person is not treated quickly.
That sounds serious and dangerous. How does someone get cholera?
You can get cholera when you drink dirty water or eat food contaminated with cholera germ. When flies carry cholera germ on your food, defecating in the open, drinking water from dirty containers, drinking untreated or unboiled water from rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, and unprotected springs, not washing your hands before eating food and after using the toilet, eating unwashed fruits and vegetables, and eating food that is not reheated thoroughly. Poor hygiene among food sellers, bathing or touching the dead body of anyone who died of cholera, and having rubbish in compounds which attracts flies.
Thank you, Manuela. But how do I know I have cholera?
You can know that you have cholera when you notice passing excessive amount of white rice like watery stool frequently, vomiting frequently, and general body weakness due to excessive loss of fluids.
Thank you for this important information. I will share this information with my family members and others in the community.
If you or anyone experience these signs and symptoms, report immediately to your nearest health facility or call the Ministry of Health toll-free number 6666. Cholera kills. Act now. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from WHO, UNICEF, and partners.
Good morning, it's iRadio.
مرحبا بك مرة ثانية مستمع راديو في كل مكان. ده الوقت اللي نرفع فيه المكالمات. عندنا 8 دقائق لرأس الساعة بكل اختصار. راديو.
أكيلي.
نعم.
إيمانويل.
سلطان جوزيف.
أنا بعيق يا إيمانويل جوزيف أكيلي.
نعم تفضل.
إيمانويل أكيلي. كلام بتاع إدمن يا كني هو كويس طبعا. هو يعود دائما هو يبدأ في المشاركة بتاع المشاكل ده كله، كان في نيروبي ولا كان جوعي ولا كان وين، عشان كده عنده حق يعبر الكلام كله، يعبر جاي انت عربي إيمانويل. الإرادة السياسية قاعد يتكلم فوق ده طبعا. يعود زمن زول يمر برا من الجنوب يمشي غابة وبمشي العسكري.
معلش سلطان جوزيف فقدناك في الخط. راديو.
اهلا وسهلا الخبير.
قولوا لي تفضل طوالي.
انت الفضيل لك وكل المستمعين. ضيف صوتي لإدمن يا كاني بجد في مشاكل الحاصل في البلاد نتمنى وقفوا اليوم وليس غدا. الا قال كل الشعب السودانيين الجنوبيين يكونوا مرتاحين في كل مناطقهم قاعدين فوقهم، نوقف الاشياء الماشيه في الماء كويس، الماء بودي بلد قدام. اما في عمليه امريكا اكيد هو حليف جنوب السودان، كان كده كمان كده لابد كده يكون في علاقات كويسه، لكن مع كمان يخشوا في حق بتاعنا كمان، حتى بقى هم حلفاء بتاعنا، لكن برضه ما كمان يخشوا في حق بتاعنا كمان. عندنا كمان دوله ذو سياده، لابد كمان بذو الحق بتاعه يكون في تفاهمات في العلاقات الدوليه. عندنا كدوله ذو سياده بدون حق بتاعنا كمان، على الاقل كمان يكون في السياده بتاعنا موجوده، كمان عندنا سياده. علاقات ما بكون ضغط للاخرين رغم ان امكانياته، نعم دوله قويه دوله عظيمه، لكن برضه ما يفرض سيطرته على الاقل عشان ما يحيمن كمان على البلاد. شكرا جزيلا.
نورا ابو لولو زعيم من مدينه واو. راديو.
هلا ايمانويل.
نعم تفضل طوالي.
اولا انا بشكر ادمن ياكاني للكلام هو قاله. طبعا انا بعتبر ذي الوطن، يعني الكلام ده بقوله كل يوم في وسائل الاعلام، انه برشد الناس وبطالب انه القاده بتاعنا لازم يكون في قلوبهم رحمه بالنسبه لشعبهم. انا بقول ادمن ياكاني اذا كان الكلام قاعد تقول يوم، حتى الكلام تاعنا في كل يوم الصباح للقاده بتاعنا لو كانوا بيستمعوا لكان جاء سلام في البلد. لكن زي ما اقول انه مطنش حكومتنا عامل فيها مطنش، ما قاعد يستمع للاصوات بتاع المواطنين ولا للمجتمع المدني ولا للمنو. حتى الفوق لما جاء جنوب السودان كان بيتكلم عن السلام، بناشد الغرب بتاعنا يكون في سلام. يعني ده يعتبر اعلى سلطه روحيه فوق فرنسيس. حتى لما مات يعني ما زال بنادي بالسلام في جنوب السودان. فانا بشوف انه السلام ده مهم يا جماعه. السلام ده يعني ده احسن حاجه، والحرب بدمر، الحرب يقتل، الحرب يشرد. فالمصلحه بتاعنا ده كله يكون انه في جنوب السودان فيها سلام. نناشد الحكومه بتاعنا ده لازم يستمع للصوت بتاع الاصوات بتاع المواطنين بيتكلم كل يوم، وكمان يجنح للصوت بتاع العقل والسلام.
نعم.
وينادوا بعمليه بتاع السلام والحوار. البندقيه ما كل شيء، لازم روح بتاع الحوار والسلام أهم من الروح بتاع الصوت بتاع البندقية. شكرا جزيلا.
نعم شكرا لك بانجان. رسالة السلام يتعاق واصل. اي راديو.
Good morning, Emmanuel. This is Akile.
James Door, welcome.
Thank you. You know, Emmanuel, what Yedominakan is calling for is genuine, but it got no pressure from the leaders, though it's just making the boys' heads, but nothing that will lead to the action point since leaders ignore those who just speak and their voice are not recognized. So if he's supposed to have a voice, he would have been listened since many issues that he has raised. With this issue of people being displaced, we had been talking about it all together with the callers and Yedo Muniakani, and none of them hear our voice. So as per now, we don't know what will happen unless we South Sudanese, combined with IGAD and AU plus international community, create a new pressure that will really make these leaders listen or adopt this RX that has been used as a tool, and the implementation of it now. They say RX was the one that brings peace to the country, but now there is no peace, and RX is still being held as a point of legitimacy. So we really call upon international communities who are still talking about the RX to really give pressure so that they really create a situation that will really favor the citizens of this country. So citizens are really suffering, and they will continue suffering if people now opted the war to be the first way for them to go through. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Demis Dor. بقدم تعليق بتاعه هنا. نتمنى انه الرسائل تقع في اذان صاغيه. نرفع اخر مكالمه قبل ما نمشي للاخبار باللغه الانجليزيه. راديو
ايمانويل جسم اكله.
نعم استاذ مجوك تفضل طوالي.
انت عارف يا اخوي طبعا انا بشكر حدمن يا كان وترمن يان دائما نادي طبعا ده نازل يعني حمم على البلد ده. انت شايف ايمانويل عدم استقرار قاعد يصل لبعض المناطق ده كانه شيء منظم، لكن انا دائما برجع اللوم للابناء بتاع المناطق، دائما قاعد يكون فوق سرعات عاملين زي ميدان الكره بتاع الحرب، وهم قاعدين في سلطه كويس. ليه هم ساكتين ما بقول يا اخوان ليه الحرب دائما في مناطقنا ليه كويس؟ لان لو لاحظت في ابناء مناطق ثانيين هم عارفين جدا انه ما يحصل مشكله في مناطق بتاعهم كويس، لكن ابناء مناطق قاعد يكون فوق مشاكل زي ابناء النيل. اصلا از موربو لا تيبو تعب جدا في سنتر الكوتوريا هنا او وسترن الكوتوريا كويس، وابنائهم قاعدين يزجوا هنا في حكومه بيكلموا كويس، المفروض يساعدوا في الحل. ليه يا اخوان المواطن ما خليه يستقر شويه كده عشان يزرعوا؟ ناس في حساب الزراعه كده هيكون في ناس نازين، ناس يمشوا وين وياكلوا وين، وما في منظمات ما بهذا البدعم. يا امريكا هذا وقف نايدا امريكا ايد كان بيساعد الناس كويس. فانا شايف انه ده ناس يكفي الخشوم اللي 200 ما كان يكلموا. انت ما ممكن تلبس وظيفه ما عندك اهل، انت بكون شايف سلطه ما عندك اهل يعني. وده دليل على انه زول بعدين لما يموت ما بده غريه، يمشي يعمل فيه شنو جزء من ده يعمل فيه شنو، باقيين كله بدفنين في جوبا هنا. عشان كده انا بشوف انه الوضع الماشي ده وضع ما سليم يا ايمانويل، ما سليم. انت لو شفت كلام ده عيد كان ده كلام ده من قلبه، يعني من صميم قلبه، يعني زول اللي شايل البلد في يده يفترض ما في داعي للحاجات ده كله. شكرا جزيلا.
Alright, shukran lek Ustaz Majok, and that brings us to the end of the first half of the Dawn edition. Up next, news in English, and I'll be right back in the second half of the Dawn. Good morning.
This is iRadio. When contributing to a topic on the radio, please avoid statements that may incite or promote hate. We encourage constructive points of views and criticisms that aim at providing solutions to problems facing the country. We do not want rumor-mongering or information that is regarded as hearsays. We advocate for messages of peace and unity among the people of South Sudan. This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. The governor of Upper Nile State has confirmed that his administration has approved a plant assessment mission to Ulang Town by the UN World Food Organization. The Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare has signed an agreement with the United Nations Office for Project Services, or UNOPS, including the construction of safe houses in 3 states for women's empowerment. And the Commissioner of Panyajar in Unity State has arrested a cattle thief and returned 20 cattle to their owners in Rumbek North and Lake State after seizing the livestock from armed men who raided them last week. There's stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo. And now the news in detail. The governor of Upper Nile State has confirmed that his administration has granted approval for a plant assessment mission to Ulang Town by the UN World Food Organization. This comes as the towns of Ulang and Nasir recover from recent violent incidents that led to the displacement of a number of civilians. Speaking to iRadio yesterday, Governor James Kong Chol said he agreed to WFP's request and asked for 2 days to finalize preparations. The head of the Relief and Rehabilitation Commission was present and reassured the delegation about the current situation in Ulang. Governor Kong said that the route from Malakal to Ulang and Nasir is secure, with government forces deployed along the way to ensure safe passage. He advised the humanitarian partner to alternatively use the river for easy access and that he would inform the local chiefs to ensure the safe travel of the assessment team to the areas. General Kong also said he told the delegation to display their flag during the visit to ensure clear identification and local cooperation. The Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare has signed an agreement with the United Nations Office for Project Services, or UNOPS, including the construction of safe houses in 3 states for women empowerment. This deal will kickstart the construction of several key facilities under the South Sudan Women's Social and Economic Empowerment Project. The agreement signed yesterday will see the development of the ministry's headquarters, a safe house in Juba, and 2 women's economic community centers in Wau and Torit. These new spaces will play a crucial role in empowering women and girls across the country by providing safe, inclusive environments for social and economic programs. Timothy Yobuta, the project manager, highlighted the agreement's importance, adding that it is important, rather implementation will strengthen the ministry's infrastructure and improve support services for women and girls. Esther Ikere Oluzai, and the secretary of the ministry, called the agreement a historic milestone, particularly for the safe houses and centers, which will offer vital services to survivors of gender-based violence. UNOPS reaffirmed its commitment to the project with service support. Manager Buruk Tawit Metuku Wolde Gioris promised strong cooperation to ensure the successful delivery of these critical facilities. The agreement marks a shared effort to promote economic inclusion, strengthen the ministry, and secure a brighter future for women and girls in South Sudan. The Commissioner of Panyajar in Unity State has arrested a cattle thief and returned 20 cattle to their owners in Rumbek North in Lake State after seizing the livestock from armed men who raided them last week. According to Rumbek North Commissioner Moses Maker Magog, armed youth from Panyajar entered the area's pasture land in the direction of Panom Achot, Boma, Anda, Madol, Payam, and took 30 cows with them. Commissioner Maker said a joint force comprising Panyajar youth and security officers seized more than 20 of the cattle from the raiders and returned them to Rumbek North, while the other 10 are still missing. He commended the determination of the neighboring communities to abide by the resolutions of a previous peace agreement and live in peace among themselves. Meanwhile, the commissioner of Panyajar, Gabriel Majok Bol, explained that some criminals from the area had sneaked to Rumbek North to raid 30 cattle, but that his administration had managed to recover 20 cows among the stolen cattle. Commissioner Majok said his security forces have arrested one of the armed raiders, while others are still hiding in the swamps of the border. He added that he is working to find the other 10 cows and return them to their owners. This is our Radio Morning News. And in the international scene, U.S. Senior Advisor for Africa, Masad Boulos, has said that President Donald Trump values Africa despite announcing sweeping aid cuts that have caused considerable humanitarian distress across the continent. Trump announced the aid freeze on his first day in office in January, in line with his America First foreign policy, while Trump's recent tariffs have raised fears of the end of a trade deal between the U.S. and Africa meant to boost economic growth. But Mr. Boulos told BBC's Newsday that Africa was very important to Trump and downplayed reports that the U.S. was planning to close some of its mission in the continent. The aid cuts have affected health programs across Africa, including shipments of critical medical supplies, including HIV drugs. And Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky is on a historic visit to South Africa, signaling a dramatic improvement in the once strained relations between the two nations. The visit marks a diplomatic breakthrough for the Ukrainian leader in his efforts to counter Russia's strong and growing influence in Africa. Zelensky's visit to South Africa at this point is especially significant as Ukraine's relationship with the U.S., its main weapon supplier, has soured since U.S. President Donald Trump took office in January. He has paused military aid, denounced Zelensky as a dictator, and has accused Ukraine of being responsible for the war. For South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa, the visit is equally significant as his country too is under intense pressure from the Trump administration. This is iRadio Morning News. And to end this bulletin, here is a recap of the headlines. The governor of Upper Nile State has confirmed that his administration has approved a plan assessment mission to Ulang town by the UN World Food Programme. The Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare has signed an agreement with the United Nations Office for Project Services, or UNOPS, including the construction of safe houses in 3 states for women's empowerment. And the Commissioner of Panyajar in Unity State has arrested a cattle thief and returned 20 cattle to their owners in Rumbek North in Lake State after seizing the livestock from armed men who raided them last week. Third stand of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I'm Masuba Memo. Thanks for listening.